everyone, and a warm welcome back to the Face Yoga Expert and Friends. This is a weekly live show where I chat to a friend and colleague in the beauty, yoga and wellness industry. And today I'm going to be joined live by Ruby Hammer MBE. She is a globally renowned makeup artist, and we're going to be doing a bit of face yoga. We're going to be talking makeup, so if you have any questions where it comes to makeup, if it comes to face yoga, if it comes to wellness, beauty, pop them up on the screen and both Ruby and I will answer them for you. Ruby!
Yay!
How are you?
I'm really well, thank you, Danielle. It's not the most wonderful day out there, is it? But
it really isn't. It really isn't. How have you been since I chatted to you last? Because it was lots
have happened since then, hasn't it? Lots and lots have happened. We've had, we had the second lockdown. Yeah. Then we had our third lockdown. We've opened up. We're here. But you know what? Can't complain. We're healthy. Yeah. Well, I'm healthy. I'm well. My loved ones are okay. Hurly burly David, hello. He's a friend of mine, and I haven't seen him for donkeys. And yes.
That's so nice. And how
and Mira, it is funny that it's always worth doing these things, Danielle, because you see people that you haven't seen, and suddenly they pop up into your, it's lovely.
I know. Oh, and Mira's there. Lovely. So good to see everybody. Kisses back to you, Mira, as well.
Exactly.
So
for me too, darling. For me too.
How has all your makeup stuff been going? Are you back to it now?
Well, yes. Slowly but surely, yes. Like, so last week I was actually shooting for Red Magazine and we were out in the countryside. The one thing is where that was one day in the week, and then lots of other work, I've got brand work, I've got other work. I suddenly think, and I was tired because it's a long day, because it was location, we had to go out there early, and thank God it is the summer, so they're longer days. Yeah. So and it was a long day, but it was a really lovely team. But when I got back, I was shattered, and I thought, how did I used to do that? Most days, sometimes travel in between, unpack, repack, do organise and off again, and I think, I don't know if it's I'm getting old or we've been out of practice, so it's just getting used to it again, my back was a bit twitchy, not in a nasty way, but it was just, it's just readjusting. So it must be the same for people that's my day job. Yeah. It must be hard for people going back to the office and they've got to fight through rush hour or commuting or getting on the tube or getting on the bus or lots of people everywhere. Yeah. But it's just adjusting, isn't it? It is adjusting.
It is definitely adjusting. And do you have any sort of beauty routines you do when your skin is tired or you've had a particularly long day, or anything you do if maybe you've had a long day before and the next morning you need to sort of cover up that, I've been completely flat out and super busy.
Love my wife. I'm like, I love you back, darling. It's very sweet. It really is sweet.
That's the cutest.
When I'm really tired, and this might sound dreadful to people because you might be expecting me to get into a whole big routine for it. When I'm really tired, like I was on last week Tuesday, I literally wash and clean my face, wash my hands. I don't do much that day because I think at that time you miss out bits. You scrap, you don't do them well enough because you just kind of want to eat something, you want to get cozy, you want to get in bed or watch a bit of telly and fall asleep. You don't attack a good skincare regime then. So what I do is the next day. I was up early anyway because I'd had a good rest, and that's when I wash my hands, I tie my hair up, and then I start from here. I do a good double cleanse then. I might do an exfoliant. There's a new thing from, it's Murad, and it's almost like having dermabrasion, anything, a mask that puts on that needs a bit of work, because I'm awake and concentrating and I can do all the steps. Like if something says leave it on for 10 minutes, you don't then leave it on for 20 hours. You know, like you can time it, you can do it. Whereas when you're half like that, you sort of put it on and it's not on evenly, and then you kind of scrape it off quickly. You might not have taken it off properly. I don't do any of that. So I sit there, do an eye mask, do a mask or an exfoliant, or put more hydration, layers of it. I give it TLC when I'm vibrant and awake, and it can then take away that tiredness. If I'm happen to be puffy or something like that, I actually need to ask you, what do you do where I think it's moggy days and I haven't put too much of a heavy oil or something, but you just wake up and your eyes are a bit heavy and they look a bit, I don't have very puffy eyes, but they're definitely spongy.
Yes.
And what do you do for that? Because that would be good before doing all the masks and everything.
Definitely. Let me show you 3 really easy things you can do. So first of all, what you want to do is a little bit of lymphatic drainage. So obviously making sure you've got clean hands. And when you're doing this yourself, you know, you can even apply just like a little bit of eye gel, eye serum, maybe a tiny bit of cream to give yourself just a little bit of glide there. And I actually like using ring finger for this one, because index finger is great. We've got the dexterity there, but we can tend to pull that skin a little bit. So if we're using the ring finger, and we can start just here, come underneath the eyebrows. You wipe. And then you're coming round. So you're coming under your eyebrows and all the way around. Now, as I'm doing this, you'll see I'm not pulling the skin at all here. It feels like I'm hardly doing anything. It feels like I'm just brushing the top of the skin, but the lymphatic system is right under the skin surface. So we're not trying to go down to the muscle here. We are just trying to keep it super gentle. Now you can do this for about 1 minute, and actually if you are really tired in an evening, then just do a couple of these 1 minute techniques, because it's also going to prevent things getting puffy in the night, you know, all that lymph building up, all those toxins building up.
I love what you just suggested there. That you can do quick and fast, and you don't need a product, and then you can go to sleep. You'll have already done a little bit of work. And then the next day you can do with a cool eye gel or a cool eye mask, really go to town. And I loved what you said about the lymphatic drainage, because, you know, even when you do that for your body, for cellulite in the groin and under the knees, most people think with a dry brush or something like that, they've got to aggressively do that. But you've just said it's right next to the skin, so you literally, it's tap and feather light movements. I learned that the hard way, because I did it once with a brand new brush. And then I saw, my husband said, who's been scratching you all over? And you know, they were like fine, because it was a new brush and it was like breaking the skin. So I realized, no, you just have to be gentle, and it's very effective for lymphatic drainage. When you want to get the muscles and oxygen and blood going,
and then lifting,
then what do? Then you're a bit more robust and a bit more...
Then you can be more robust. Absolutely. You can really go into the skin. And also with the eye area, if you are feeling very tired, you've got that puffiness, often what you want to bring back is the energy, or in yoga as we call the prana, into the eye area, around the eye area. And something which we use a lot in yoga are eye movements. And this is so good for tired eyes. So what I love with this one is you can use 2 hands or 1 hand, and you just keep your forehead as still as you can, and then you just really simply, you look up and down to start off with, but what you're trying to do here is
let me watch you first.
So I'm going up and down here, but what I'm doing is I'm keeping my forehead really still, and this is particularly good for anyone that's very expressive with their forehead. What I'm doing here is obviously I'm having those lovely benefits with strengthening around the eye muscles, in the eye muscles, helping with the energy, helping with
some of your forehead does move. Or not.
Yeah, but this is what, it naturally does, but you need to try and even use 2 hands if you're very expressive, because what you're doing is you're retraining those muscles. The reason we get those horizontal lines across the forehead is because we are overexpressing in this area.
I do more this way, so they're more upright. Like, look, this is me people sometimes ask me, have you had Botox? Have you got Botox? No, I haven't.
No.
It's not like I haven't had it. I have had it when I was the face of a brand and I had to look a certain way. I was going through a divorce. I was all like this. So I have had it. It's not like I haven't. So, but I'm not the face of anything now in that way, so I don't. So my expressions are not like that. So they go, pull faces. And I go, yeah, look, I'm pulling faces. My expression is more like that. Do you see?
Yeah.
That
Is
moves
that one?
more than that moves.
So same thing. You want to really work with relaxing the muscle. This massage is beautiful. Try and do this a couple of times a day. And people say the same thing to me. They ask me all the time if I had Botox. And actually, I've never had Botox, never had fillers. But what I do is I relax the muscles that need to be relaxed and I lift the muscles that need to be lifted. And that's the key with face yoga. Some muscles, they need less movement and other muscles need waking up and they need lifting. But number 11 lines, this one is beautiful for.
Yeah, I've never had fillers. I have had Botox, but I have not had Botox for a good few years because I've not needed to. And when we've been indoors for so long, what am I going to do with my Botox?
Exactly.
But that's not to say that I might not, if I suddenly feel it's all caving in, and I might go in and have a, even when I do, they're mostly for here, and they're mostly, my doctor has said, it's not all here, because I do grin, I do that, I take care. For me, it's my chin.
Yeah.
Look, when I do that, those lines.
Yeah, but you can hardly see those, and actually that lot of that, I would say,
hello Cindy.
A lot of that is just by releasing the tension that you're holding on to, and you should really never need to get the Botox. Yeah.
And so there are these lines. I'm not a smoker, so I don't have them up there, but underneath here, so that's where in the past he'd do a couple of bungs here, because I keep, like I say, I'm doing that, and then he did them on my chin. He doesn't do them on my eyes or places. It's on my chin, because this is where I do so, it must be my expression, the way I talk and pull that muscle and hold the tension, because it does go on my here, and I think it goes there.
Yeah, and you probably hold all your stress and tension.
It's all in here.
You can do 2 fingers and thumb and really pinch up that area, really work on getting rid of that tension, because if you can release that tension daily, you're less likely to cause those stress-related expressions you're making.
I probably do need to do it, because I don't know if I grind at night, or
you might,
or maybe it all just goes there, and that's where I hold it. I hold it.
Exactly. So do this every day and do the massage right into the muscle.
So those 2 fingers, those two.
2 fingers, exactly.
2 fingers to you as well, darling.
You'll not forget this now. You'll remember your 2 fingers. Exactly. And if you're really tight, just go in that little acupressure point, just there and there. Does it feel tight
behind
in there?
The ears?
Behind the ear, top of the jawbone. Do you feel that? Okay, and press and wiggle a little bit, massage. Is it tender there for you?
Yes.
Was it not? It is, yeah. That's usually an indication that you are holding your stress in your jaw.
Horrible. Oh.
Yeah. So do that, and do that before bed, because it's expressions we're often making at night time that are causing those lines. So if we're going to bed with a stress face, we're waking up with those lines, and then that stress and tension is still there through the day. And honestly, if you do this, Ruby, you won't be needing to go and get your Botox again, because it's letting go of that stress.
Let me attempt it. This is good. You've got a lot of, I'm looking at your followers, and you've got a lot from the Southeast Asian, there's from India, from Pakistan, somebody said they were from Lahore. And just looking at the names, I'm thinking, they're from India, they're from that part of the world, Brilliant. I'm not Indian, I'm from Bangladesh, but, I can see people coming up with the name, so it's very sweet, very sweet. Somebody said namaste earlier, namaste to you, but it goes very quickly. We've got, how can you reduce laughing line? Do they mean that?
I think they mean that area there. So again, it's actually not what I call our nice expressions, our happy expressions, that are causing those deep lines. Again, it's often that we're holding that stress and tension, and then that's lining. It's amazing how the happy expressions, they bounce back much quicker. So the laugh lines there. Again, let's do 2 fingers, Ruby.
So do you know what I've got when I don't know if you can see, look, I'm in repose. This side is not, is it I've got one side that's worse than the other.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
more rich, like I sort of do that. When somebody says, you haven't aged, Ruby, and I go, I have, because look, they didn't used to be there. You see, like that. But one side is more deeper than the other. So,
That's
okay.
so normal.
Two
Yeah,
fingers ready.
Yeah. And then we're just making a slight O shape, wrapping our lips around our teeth. So, and then we're going. So what we're doing here, I'm going to show you two. I'm going to show you this one first. For this one, we're working that muscle around the mouth there, but we're adding the massage into it. We're releasing that tension. We're boosting the blood flow, bringing all the fresh nutrients and oxygen up to the top layer of skin. And as we hold that O shape, toning this muscle around here. So that 1 minute per day. What you also want to do is really tone all these muscles in the cheeks. So you're going to puff the cheeks out full of air. Now, if you have lines created like I do here, use your fingers and just smooth those lines, almost slightly stretch the skin. And then hand here and tap, particularly around that nasolabial fold. So do 15 to 30 seconds this side, and what that is doing...
It's making me laugh.
It is a funny one. But as you hold that, Ruby, you should really feel how those muscles are working underneath the skin. They're working quite hard to hold you there, and you need to breathe in that through your nose.
One day, Danielle, when we can meet up soon,
yeah,
I'd like you to do it with me so that I can feel if I'm doing it the right way. Because this way, it might look like I'm doing it the right way to you, but I want you to be able to watch me in motion and see if I'm doing it correctly. And we can trade swap. I'll do your makeup and you can do something, and then we can see if we're doing it correctly.
I would love that. That would be amazing. And with that one, you want to do it both sides. So,
so you press that one.
Press here.
I've got lip gloss on now, so.
And breathe in and out through
I'll watch you. So. You really do puff it out.
I'm really puffing out. I'm really working those muscles.
So what you're
under
doing
the
is
skin.
I'm puffing it out, and then I'm letting it out, whereas you're containing it. You're used to it, so you're containing that puffiness air in there, and then going blah 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 blah, which I'm not doing. Wow.
The key is with that one, nasal breathing, making sure you're breathing in and out through the nose, because often we hold our breath with that. So you need to make sure you're doing your breath there. We've got loads of questions about different parts of the face as well here. Let me have a little look. Oh, there are people from Bangladesh.
Is there? Hello.
Yes. Nice. Lots of questions about dark circles under the eye area.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if you've got something for it, but for me, dark circles are usually the first and most important is it's hereditary. Sometimes people from that end of the world, it's not lack of sleep. Sometimes, yes, it's lack of sleep, tired, alcohol, you've drunk too much, you're dehydrated and you're tired. If it's not any of those things, when it is dark circles there, it's usually genetic. You're prone to it. So you have to look at your parents or your grandparents to see if that's in the family. And the only way to correct it cosmetically is either doing something that I'm sure you've got something to drain that area to keep it as smooth and bring as much blood and oxygen into that area. Then you have to correct it with either a color corrector and then top it up with a concealer. Great. So something to neutralize the darkness, that would be your corrector. So depending on your skin tone, if they were as fair as you, it would be a bit sort of peachy colored to take away the darkness, and then put your normal concealer on there that's more like your skin color on there. If you were someone dark like me or darker than me, it starts to go a little bit, not so much peachy apricot, it goes a bit brighter. It almost looks like you're going to put that on your eye, but tiny bit of it, only where the area is that dark, and you blend that out, and then put a concealer on top, lots of thin layers, translucent powder, and then I would say forget about it and concentrate on your other features. Put a nice lipstick on, do your mascara nicely, do your brows, put a bit of blush on,
Yeah,
Do the
I
bits
agree.
you need to do, but don't just hanker on that thing
Yeah,
because
because
it's
life's too short.
yeah, yeah.
Life's too short. Definitely, they're really, really great
But
tips.
definitely, you must drink water. You
Yes,
must flush that area. And do you know what? You need to use an eye cream that won't be for. There are eye creams that are, and there's some lovely ones out there that aren't just for wrinkles. It
yes,
could be for dark circles. It could be something that tackles all three. So wrinkles,
yeah,
puffiness, and dark circles. But that's what you need.
definitely. Do you have any favourite brands which you use?
I do, and they range from, I love, there's the Kiehl's one that's great that does all those three. Ren, which is a lovely new one
Yes.
that they've come out with that does it. One of the best luxury high-end ones is from Creme de la Mer. It's called Eye Concentrate. It is expensive, but you need a smidgen. You literally put it onto the occipital bone here, not too near the eye, and you eye massage it all the way from here, these lines, and I do extra bits in here, both sides, and just above.
Yeah.
Just do that. It's expensive,
Yeah.
but then you don't need any other creams, just invest
Tap
in
it in.
that. Tap it
Yeah.
in.
Tap it in gently.
It
Yeah.
will be so great, and it comes with a little a little gizmo that's kind of cold, so when you do that it will depuff the eyes
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
But
And
if
that's
you
a
haven't
really
got
good tip about
gadgets,
the,
get a
yeah,
good cream and
cold,
then use
cold.
your
Yeah.
fingers to tap it
Use your
out.
fingers.
Yeah.
Definitely, absolutely. And about saying cold as well, you can even keep like cold teaspoons in the fridge and sort of hold it under that area, take down some of that inflammation. Gua
Somebody's
sha's
saying,
lovely.
I'm Momina, what's your name? Do they mean you or do they mean me? My name's Ruby. Ruby Hammer, and that's a lovely Danielle hosting the live.
Gua sha's another one.
Fantastic,
Which is
fantastic.
great. You can hold, it's so cold by
Just
nature,
because
this
it's cold,
crystal.
yeah.
Exactly. You can keep it in the fridge or even the freezer, hold it under that area. You can just very gently sort of work above the eyes, underneath the eyes. Works so well for puffiness, dark
Lovely,
circles.
lovely.
Yeah, that one
Just
really.
just that. And now with Gosha, it's so nice that before people will go, what are you talking about? You're
Yeah.
speaking in a different language. Now, because of people like yourself, people like Katie Brindle, they've
Yeah.
got their ones, people from Face Gym,
Yeah.
they've all got, it might be different tools,
Yeah.
Nurse Jamie, whatever like that, but they're using it to say, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Limited Life, they've all got little things. Anybody that's looking at wellness and not a quick fix, they've got tools like that.
Yeah.
But nothing beats these.
Yeah.
And if you're
Exactly.
able to use it, it's like me as a makeup artist, I do use my fingers a lot, but I can't do without my brushes either. So
Yeah.
the brushes fine tune it, give me control, and my fingers are just refining. They've got heat, they've got warmth.
Yeah.
And for when you're doing the massage, like you said, it's actually to feel.
Yeah.
You can feel the face with these digits.
Definitely, you absolutely can. And those brushes, they're your brushes, aren't they, Ruby? That you
Those ones that I
sell. Tell
just
me about
flashed off, yes,
those.
they are. So I
Yeah.
have magnetic brush number 1, and they're all these. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, but they're sort of, look, they've got 3 heads like this, and they have a lid, and then everything just clicks in
Amazing.
like
I
that.
love that.
My magnetic brush number 2 has a lip brush,
Yeah.
a spoolie, and a fine eyeliner.
Yeah.
And again, all of these interact together, and you can use what you want, mix and match, make it more bespoke. I'm proud of them, so they're good. They're good.
Gorgeous. And the red colour as well, the Ruby Hammer
Well,
red.
red is my signature.
Red. Yeah.
Signature red. So I thought I'm not going to have it in any other colour. It's like that. And even for now, I think people with COVID are sort of down, fine tuning. They're not needing hundreds of different things. So that for me, when I launched it in 2019, was for practical purposes. For me as an artist, I could do retouches
Yeah.
on there. You could throw it under your desk if you're a working woman. You could take it away to travel on holiday. All of those things have been stopped, but we're getting there again.
Yeah.
Or put it in your handbag when you went out. You know, nothing worse than a lipstick thing, and then you leave it open like that, and it goes all over your handbag and all over your phone, and, you know, just little practical things. And now, when I was working the week before, I had 3 models, and I had different ones for each girl. I had the head.
Great.
So I could just make sure one was for her, one was for her, one was for her.
Great.
Just to
I love
maintain.
that.
I had loads of brushes to do the makeup, but to keep it there, I put that especially for each girl. So it's very hygienic, because look, nothing goes out.
Such a good idea, Ruby, and loads of great comments about those as well. People are saying they're using them.
Nice.
Someone say they use your mascara tool that you did with Millie about 30 years
Oh
on.
my
It's still
God, it's like
perfect,
20 odd years. So if it's sturdy, great. Don't use any Ruby and Millie cosmetics though, because they will have gone off, my darling. They will have gone off. But tools do not go off. If you take care of them,
exactly.
You wash them, they take care. They take care.
Love that. Love that. Should we do one more question, Ruby? There's so many questions, but there's one about the neck area and necklines. So maybe if I show it.
So are they these?
Yes, these lines.
Well, you haven't got any. But
Well,
I
I
have.
And actually,
I have developed, so since the beginning of COVID, because I have never sat down and looked at an iPad like that or my phone ever in my life. I just do the odd bit of looking at my, I have a computer, but don't really look at it. I just do my iPad. My iPad is down that way. You're not looking at it like that. And Zooms and this, I have definitely got 2 lines that go across now. Yeah. And I'm trying to be like that, but then I stop breathing.
I know. We call it tech neck, and we're all getting it at the moment. But the thing I would say about necklines is they are really normal. I mean, my children, you know, they're 4 and 8. They've always had necklines. We have lines on our neck, even from children.
Kids, like,
it's normal. It's normal.
Those kids are using that for games and playing more than they ever did. You know, when I was growing up in Nigeria, up to the age of 12, we didn't have TV. We didn't have TV. You know, we just sat there and played other games. Now, yes, we can't limit the time that they're on there, but no one escapes it. They get schoolwork to have to do on their computers and their iPads. So, you know, what are you going to do?
Exactly. They're so normal. So I'd say that to start off with, but you can work on that area. So you can just work here with a nice little bit. When you apply your neck cream, your serum, whatever you apply, really work it in. You can do that, but you can also exercise that area. So you can bring hands here, tilt head back slightly, bring the bottom lip out just a little bit. So engages that big muscle, that platysma muscle at the front of the neck. And you just hold and breathe and open your shoulders a little bit there. That's also really nice. It just, again, corrects that forward posture.
Yeah, because I tend to do round like that, and I need to do that. So the other thing I do when I'm walking, the lady who looks after my back told me to walk, but how do I show it? So instead of all like that, I walk, relax shoulders with my hands like this. Palms out when I walk. I look really odd when I'm walking out for a long time, but I walk like that, and you'll see as soon as when I've got no palms out, I go sloping in again. Palms out. Look,
that's great. Instantly opens it up.
Palms out, and I do look like why is she walking with hands like that? But look at my posture and there. Yeah, that's normal.
What a difference. Yeah.
Palms out. Do you see? I just
instantly
automatically lifted that.
It does. I love that, Ruby. That's such a great tip. Amazing. I wish we had time to answer everyone's questions.
I know.
So many.
You know what? It's so lovely to see you.
So nice to see you.
I hope you're really well. Thank you, everyone from all parts of the world. You've all been so nice. Take care.
Thank you. Take care, Ruby. Thank you so much for joining. Lots of love. Bye-bye.